talking to this unapproved extended person I know, and they were talking about this how Muslims are kind of trying to boycott French products, and they were worried about giving up their perfume. And like, how can I? This is tough for me.
Tell them, you must not give it up. You must spray yourself. You must bathe yourself in that perfume 5 times a day. 5 times a day you take wudu. So his question is, you know, people, Muslims, they feel very angry, they feel very hopeless and helpless what to do about France that is doing this. So they decide to say, boycott everything that is French. And they're losing a lot of money. Because the number one purchasers of French luxury products are the Muslims. But some Muslims say, oh, I'm afraid to give up my perfume, he's saying. I like the smell, I'm afraid to give it up. What should he say? I said, tell that one to make wudu from his perfume 5 times a day. Congratulations to that one. Prophet ﷺ is saying, Islam, it is Amr bil Ma'ruf. It is not just praying 5 times a day. It is not just fasting and doing zikr so that you go to Jannah. It's Amr bil Ma'ruf. What is that? Enjoining the good. Meaning what? You have to support haqq. Nahiya min munkar. What is that? You have to forbid something that is evil. Wrong thing, you have to say this is wrong. Meaning you have to say this is right and this is wrong. Not to say, I'm not judging. Since when? Which ayat is saying don't judge? Which prophet is saying you cannot judge when there is haqq and batil there? You just step back. And this is part of our faith. When you don't have this, Islam is not ruling. There is no power. There is no honor. And Allah will remove that honor from you and you'll be humiliated every day. This, what they did to the Holy Prophet ﷺ, is not bringing him down one bit. His station is always rising, but it is bringing the honor of the Muslims more and more and more down. It is so easy for people to do. They say they're doing that. So many things that you can do. And the Prophet is saying, if you see something wrong, something bad, first change it with your hands. If you cannot change it with your tongue, say something. And if you can't, change it inside of your heart, but that is the lowest level. That is the lowest level. Now, Muslims are saying we don't want to do anything. We cannot do anything. So many things they can do, of course, but suddenly when it comes to defending haqq, people are very stupid. We say, now we're going to boycott. And some foolish ones also, no, don't boycott. You cannot sink down to their level. You have to be above them. You have to forgive them. Because otherwise it's going to be a clash of civilization. But idiot, there's already been a clash of civilization for 1400 years. They refuse to see that the Holy Prophet ﷺ is continuing the teachings of Hazrat Isa and Hazrat Musa. There's a clash 1400 years. You think if you turn your whole way upside down and you are going to show them that you belong to them, you are part of them, they're going to accept you? There's an ayat for that. They'll never accept you until you become one of them. Okay, you become one of them, then what? They still accept you? No. You're still a, what? 5th column, suspicious character. Even if you say, I become one, you're still suspicious. So, people, they're boycotting. Okay, at least something. At least something they're doing. But some Muslims are saying, I don't want to give up the perfume. MashaAllah. Huh? This kind of Muslims? What are we going to say now? What are we going to say? Then do they deserve that kind of a prophet? There is no connection to that prophet. They may have La ilaha illallah, but they've already cancelled out Muhammad Rasulullah a long time ago. It's not in their lives to say Muhammad Rasulullah. You understand? They say La ilaha illallah. And the La ilaha illallah, the Allah is according to how we want him to be, not according to the way that the Prophet's saying it must be. So you must say to that one, congratulations. You must cut the first ticket to France. So, because perfumes are very cheap now. Because nobody wants to buy them. You should get bags full of perfume. What we can do. Yes?
I was also, when you said in the khutbah that the Prophet ﷺ, the hadith that he says that your faith is not complete unless you love me more than everything else. Between these two extremes, how do we look at ourselves and analyze where we are before?
This is how it is. You have that intention. You want to love him more. But you say, but I love my car. Or I love my children. Or I love someone else. I love my mother. And it's really not as much. What are you going to do? You're just going to destroy all these things? Cut off relations? No. What you're going to cut off is your dependence on them. You understand? Number one. Because all these are going to leave you one day, you know. You have to realize my car is going to spoil, it's going to leave me. My woman is going to do this, they're going to do that. At least they're going to have their own lives. One day up, one day down. This is real. One thing, you have to say that all the things that I love, is not the most important thing. Second, look to the things that you love. If you make them to serve the Prophet ﷺ, to be in the way of the awliya Allah, then that time you must love them. Then that time there is a safety there. Because you're loving them for the sake of the Prophet ﷺ. They are not against. Do not love someone or anything that is against to the Prophet. But if you love that one is a believer. That one is trying to follow the sunnats. That one is trying to support. That one is doing this and that. And you love them. Your children, make them to love the Prophet. Make them to love the sunnats. Then you love them. But when you have that sincere intention, something will change. Not through you, not through your own thinking. Something is going to change. Some event is going to happen. Some understanding is going to happen. You understand? It doesn't mean now you're going to cut off every love just like that. Don't you know? Our Shaykh is saying, once you love that one, Allah will command everything in creation who loves Allah, the angels, to love you too. You understand? And the one who gives you love, what is the shariat of that? What is the shariat if someone gives you love? Huh? You return it. You return it. That is the law of love. Angels love you for the sake of Allah. You have to return the love to the angels too. You cannot say, I'm not returning the love, I'm returning it to Allah. No. Somebody loves you for the sake of Allah, you have to return that love. You cannot just say, no, you don't exist, only Allah exists. No, that's foolishness. Prophet ﷺ, did he love his family? Yes. Did he love his Sahaba Kiram? Yes. Did he love all his ummah? Yes. But everything has a priority. What did he say when he was first born into this world? My mother, my father. We're teaching our children that, no? Mother and father. What was the first words that he said? After declaring shahadat, that's the first word. He's saying, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, inni Rasulullah. I am Rasulullah. Ummati, ummati. So, where is your ummah? Start humble. This is your ummah. Your jamaat is your ummah. Not your family. If you're putting your family first before the jamaat, or before the ummah, you still haven't learned too much. Yes, we love our family. There is blood, yes, of course. But when the situation comes, when you have to choose, and you're able to give something else to someone to help, you step on your ego and you help and say, no, this one must have, this one, this one. You're looking out for them too, not just to take care of your loves, to make sure they have the best, but you're looking out, this one also must have this. That time, you not only, you are the ones who is replying to the Prophet ﷺ when he says, Ummati, Ummati. There's nothing that the Prophet says and there's emptiness that comes back, nothing. Then his Ummati is going to say, Labbaik, Ya Rasulullah. Here I am. Here I am. And your actions in all of that is returning that love. Here I am. Here I am. Here's my life. Here's my children. Here's my property. Here's my honor. Here's my safety. Here's my comfort. Here. Then you must know when that Prophet is calling you, what is he calling for? There is a work there. There is a mission there. Then you have to say, here it is. Oh, you enter beyond the shariat of that. You enter into something deeper. So if you are not going to love one another, if you're not going to love one another, your La ilaha illallah is not going to work so good. Yes? There is a hadith. The key to paradise is saying La ilaha illallah. But if you don't love each other, it will not be counted so much. Because the one who said La ilaha illallah, who taught us that, Holy Prophet ﷺ taught us that, taught the whole of creation that, to say La ilaha illallah. He taught the prophets to say La ilaha illallah. He taught everything that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created from the universes to the smallest atoms, how to say La ilaha illallah. And don't think saying is just with the tongue. Acknowledging, understanding that there is only one Allah, nothing else worthy of worship. If you're not following the Prophet ﷺ, then you're making another ilah. You're not worshipping the Lord that He worships. You're worshipping your ego, because it is your ego that puts another ilah there. It is not the clay, it is not the stone image that is not it. It is your ego that is another ilah. That you claim it is ilah. That the ego says, you are you and I am me. So, this is your ummah now. So this is a test. What are we going to do? The Jamaat, this is a test now. And if you don't love each other, it'll be taken as if you're not saying La ilaha illallah. And because of loving each other, for the sake of each other, not for the sake because this one is rich, because we have people too. Oh, I only talk to this one because this one is rich. Oh, I only talk to this one because this one speaks in a level vocabulary that, like me, high class, some saying. Some saying, I only speak to this one because he is Arab like me. Some saying, I only speak to him because this one is Turkish. Whatever ilah you want to put there. Some saying, I'm a high class. Everyone is low class. I have no friends because I'm so high. MashaAllah. That time you will have the most highest class one, that is in disobedience to Allah. Shaitan is going to be your friend. Shaitan is going to whisper in your ears and tell you everything, and you think you know everything. And you're going to even say, I know this. Shaykh doesn't know. He's not aware. MashaAllah. We sit and we smile. It's okay. We play stupid. It's okay. So, if you're not taking care of each other, You are not going to be those ones that even the prophets, they are going to be envious of on the day of judgment. Who are those? They're going to ask. Are these prophets? We don't know them, because the prophets, they're all brothers. They know each other. And these ones, they are given such honor. They are sitting on thrones of light. These are the secret ones. And it will be answered to them, these are not prophets. These are ones that they love each other for the sake of Allah. They are not related to each other. They don't belong to the same class or the same family or the same nationality or the same economic level, just like the Sahaba Kiram, but they love each other for Allah's sake. And they leave everything. They cut off even their language, their culture, their families, to put the Jamaat first, each other first, just like the Sahabis. It says, those ones. We are nominees for that. This is why we are here. This is why our Sheikh is pulling us here. We are nominees for that. But how are we behaving? Because here living in America, so much is just given to us so easily like that. What happens when you are not in need? You will never know what it means to be in need. If you're never hungry, you will not know when someone is hungry. If you're not hurting, you will not know how someone is hurting. Then you're not going to be aware. So start from here. They are going to say, I'm a nice guy, but everyone else is a jerk. This one says something to me. This one is not fair. This one, never ending. This is the kind of things, complaints people have. 24 hours. You are not perfect too. You're also a jerk. But who are you doing it for? I'm saying to the women so many times, I say, what's wrong with you? Why are you not patient with each other? What's wrong with you? Why are you not loving towards each other? Why are you always having fights with each other because one person said this, one person did this? Why is that? Because Allah has put more rahmat and rahim in the woman than He has put in the man. Naturally, He has put, your own womb is called a rahim. If men go through pain, they want to return that pain. When women go through pain, and the biggest pain is the pain of childbirth, they return it with love. This is given to you. This is in your, how you say? Not makeup. This is in your, DNA. Fitra. This is in your fitra. This is how Allah has created you. You know this. The child that is the most naughty one, if he cries, your heart goes. Instinctively, it goes. If your child grows up to be the worst person on earth, the mother's love never finishes. That's why the mother, they say, will intercede. The father is going to intercede as well. You know all this. This is inside of you. Then why you're not practicing it on each other? Why you're not forgiving and compassionate to each other? Men have to struggle so hard for their hearts to melt a little bit, as Shaykh Maulana Shaf, and he's saying the men's hearts, they're hearts of stone. But now women are worse than men. Because they want to become like men, they become worse than men. They become unnatural. Not man, not woman. Heartless. Illusions and delusions. So many voices in your head. Are you listening to the voice of your Shaykh? He's not veiled yet. Shaykh, and he has put me here. I'm not veiled yet. I'm saying, turn right. Say, but I heard you saying turn left. Other things are saying turn left. Say, what can I do? This is not a way of forcing. But understand, this is in deviation and in disobedience. Don't fool yourself. Men, you have to learn compassion. Oh, so much. You get knocked wall to wall by life to learn, okay, I cannot be such a jerk. Allah, Allah. So wake up a little bit. There is nothing that Allah, that the Prophet is bringing that you don't know already. It is all inside of you. One of the names of the Prophet ﷺ, he is the one who reminds. He's not there to teach you something you don't know. He's there to remind you something that you've already known, but you've forgotten. And Allah is saying over and over and over again in the Quran al-Karim, we sent you as a reminder. So these things, they are not unusual that we have to crack our brains to try to understand. It's all common sense. We have it inside. What is making us to stop this? Our ego, our nafs. So difficult to understand. What is so difficult to understand? You cannot do anything. Your heart is bleeding for the Prophet ﷺ. At least, if you want, I'm not telling people they should boycott. I'm not telling people they should stop using perfume, whatever. Do whatever you want. But that one saying, oh, I can't give up. I love the smell so much. I don't think Prophet would mind. No, he doesn't mind at all. You think he's devastated? It is for you. Astaghfirullah. So Muslims of Akhir Zaman, now tell me, Muslims of Akhir Zaman, if they don't deserve to get this honor, tell me. Astaghfirullah. Anyway, Ya Allah protect us. Ya Allah forgive me, inshallah. Al-Fatiha. Amin. Assalamu alaikum.